Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Shaneria and this is Talk and Crime. You guys, join the family by subscribing, like, comment, and share. I just had to bring that to y'all attention very early on so y'all can join the family. You guys, today is a reaction video if you are new here, but if you are returning, you know we like to get straight into it. So you guys, let's get into the video.
Part one of how I just found out I was adopted and that my biological family had been looking for me. So my mother just passed away and I had to clean out her house. And while I was doing that, I found the paperwork that stated that I was adopted, separated at birth, and that I had an older sibling. And first I would like to say I did have questions. You know, I remember being in school in New York as a little girl and the kids at school was asking me like, why are you so light and everybody else in your family is dark skinned, you know? Your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, everybody. And so, you know, I'm like, I don't know. So I go home and I ask my mom, and she said it's because it skipped generations. And I believe that because it does happen like that. But it wasn't until I was about 12 years old and I saw my first birthday card. And on the card it said, "Happy birthday, Simone Ashley Clark." That is not my name. So I'm looking, you know, and I'm calling people and I'm like, whose name is this on this card? Because like I know it's my card because I see like my family member's name on it, like signed on it. And they're like, oh, that was your name, but they changed it. So I'm like, what? Like, when did y'all have time to change my name and where was I, you know? So after that, I continued to ask questions over the years. You know, am I adopted? Am I adopted? Am I adopted? Every few years I would call somebody and ask, but I would never ask my mom, mind you. I would never ask my mom. I would never ask her because I never wanted her to feel like she was doing anything wrong, you know? Like, it was just because I'm seeing this card and I was told that my name was changed. I'm confused. And then again, Simone is my middle name. So I'm really like, this is my card. Like, nobody can tell me that this is not my card. But no. You know, they would say, no, you're not adopted. But seeing that card did something to me so bad to where I really did not know who I was. Like, you know, a card saying one thing, my family saying another thing. I don't know what to believe. Like, I was so just silently going through like identity issues and depression at times, you know, because I would always try to hide it. But it was always in the back of my mind, that last name, Clark. Like, I looked that name up on the internet so many times and never got nothing. I'm asking so many times, never getting anything. Like, so anyways, after reading the paperwork, I cried. I did, because I was exhausted at the time.
Okay, it's already hard that, you know, you being asked like, why are you light skinned in your family now? Like, why this and that? You know, and children can just come out and just say some stuff that had you like really thinking. But it was already, she was hearing it from people in school asking questions about her skin tone. But then to just find out after the person that was willing to take you in and take care of you as their daughter, passes away, and you having to clean the house and finding a card with a different name, but it all was adding up to, yeah, this is my stuff. Like, of course, she's going to be confused, like trying to figure out what's going on, because now the person that can answer maybe some of the questions is now gone. A person that can give her a light of things. And of course, she waited until the lady passed away, because she's saying that she kind of like knew something before, her adopted mother passed away, but she was afraid of her feelings. Y'all, we got to like put that aside. We got to. If you have questions about something that can potentially help you or change, your life or the way that you was thinking before, you have to speak up. Like, yes, speak up, ask those questions. I know they're kind of hard, but maybe you could have gotten answers. So let's finish, her story.
Okay, part 2 on how I just found out I was adopted and that my biological family had been looking for me. So I was exhausted at the time, just all the running around, and I'm super confused now. The only person that I want to ask questions is my mother, and now she's passed away. I just feel like it's too late now. So I just feel like now the only thing to do is do my own research. So after learning all of that, I went online. So I was born in New York, in the Bronx. So I went online and I was able to order my pre-adoption birth certificate. And from there, I learned that my name was changed. It was, in fact, Simone Ashley Clark. And I learned my birth mother's name, her birth date, and the address that she had at the time. And although I was given to my mother at birth, the adoption wasn't made until 2003. So I also got the adoption records as well. So basically, I was in foster care for the first 4 years of my life, but I was going to visit my biological family before and after the adoption. But I don't remember any of this. All I've ever known my mom was to be my mom. And even when I would go to visit my biological family, I would still call her mom. But what I do remember very vividly is my father passing away in 2006 and us moving from New York to North Carolina. Part 3 of how I just found out I was adopted and that my biological family had been looking for me. I would like to first start off by saying that I never felt neglected, mistreated, or out of place, I had a good life and a big family who loved me dearly, and I really had no real reason to question other than the fact that I actually saw my birth name. It was told that it was changed, and I truly needed to know who I was and where I came from. So after learning her name and everything, I went looking for her. I went and searched her name up on truepeoplesearch.com, and I found her. The address matched, the same address that's on my birth certificate is on her profile. I see numbers, the birth date is matching everything. This is her. So I said, right, because I didn't know what to expect, I said I was just gonna look, like I was just gonna spy, like be looking on the outside, not contact anyone just yet. But I couldn't find her on Facebook. Like I couldn't find a profile on there for me to even look at anything. So I go back to her True People search, and it also has the relatives, like cousins, brothers, sons, daughters, and I know that I have an older sibling, so I'm looking for this older sibling now. Now, the only person that's standing out to me is this 27-year-old. So I get his name and I look it up on Facebook, and this is him. Like, this is my older brother, guys. And the reason why I knew is because he had these photos posted on his page. Look. So that is me, my biological brothers, and my biological mom. I'm looking at the picture and I'm wowed out because I have pictures younger than this age that I am right here in this picture, which is like 5 or something. So I'm like, when did I take these pictures, you know? And why haven't I never seen this picture? But it all clicked in my head. I'm like, this is my older sibling, you know? This is our biological mom. This is my brother. Like, I had to contact him after that, guys. It's just no more looking on the outside. And then he posted the picture just last year. And what I got from that photo being posted so recently is that he never forgot about me. And it's not even just one picture, it's multiple pictures. I am baffled. So I contact him and I say, you're my brother. My name is Destiny, but on my pre-adoption papers, it says my name is Simone. I don't know what you know me as, so I told you both names. I'm your sister, and I just want to talk. Because at this point, I need answers from him. I need to know what you know and tell me about you and us. And, you know, I have so many questions at this point for him. So immediately he responds and he sends me pictures of us together, like many pictures. And he says, I'm crying my eyes out. Can I call you? Are you busy? I'm like, oh my God, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I give him my number and he calls me and he says, Simone, this is my biggest dream. I've been looking for you. Like, how did you find me? And he's so happy, guys. He's like, I can't believe I'm talking to my little sister. How did you find me? So I go on to tell him exactly how I did it. And I'm just like, you know, tell me about these photos because I don't remember. He says, yeah, you used to come over all the time. We used to play outside, go get ice cream from the ice cream truck. And these photos I've cherished all my life. I've even re-edited them so they won't be as blurry, you know. So then I go to ask about my biological mom and I'm just like, how is she? He's like, she's good, she's better now, you know. She wanted me to have a life that she wasn't able to give me at the time. And so, like, I'm not mad at anyone, you know. Like I said, I feel like some people just aren't able to be strong exactly when they need to. And that's okay, you know, because I was taken care of. Like, my mother stepped in, you know, she took me in, she gave me a home, she didn't make me feel like no other, like, you know, I was her kid. And so I will forever be thankful for her. In a way, she saved me, because without her, I don't know where I would have been. So he goes on to tell me, like, yeah, I've been looking you up on Ancestry.com, 23andMe. Like, I even registered on the adoption registry. So, like, if I was to ever make that step, I would have found him that way. And also, like I said, my name was changed. So he didn't know what to look up, you know. He only knew me as Simone. And then we moved. So he didn't know exactly where we went, like, you know. So it was hard to find me, but he never gave up. It wasn't like they were looking for me to take me back, but just like I said, to have a relationship, because we once did have one.
Okay, I'm sorry for the wait, guys, but this is part 4 of how I found out that I was adopted and that my biological family had been looking for me. So me and my older brother is on the phone and we chopping it up. I'm telling him about my life and he's telling me about his and all the steps that he made to look for me. And I'm just like, wow, you know, I didn't even know all of this. Like, I'm just now finding out that I have an older sibling. Like, I didn't even know any of this. So he's like, I didn't tell her yet, because, you know, she's a huge crybaby over you, and if I tell her right now, she's gonna want to see you ASAP. Like, she's gonna fall out. She's gonna want to see you right now. And also, I don't live in New York anymore. I live in North Carolina. I've been living in North Carolina ever since we moved. So I'm telling him, like, don't tell her yet. I already had planned to make a trip up there the following weekend. So I was like, just wait. I want to surprise her. And so before the trip, though, I'm still, talking to my older brother, and he's updating me about our family history, and he's showing me pictures and stuff. So I do look like my biological mom, but I look more like her mom. Her mom, which is my grandmother, she is Italian and black. So I got my color from her. So I'm like, wow, it's all making sense. And he's telling me a lot, and I'm getting a good insight on everything before I go ahead and make my trip. So I'm so nervous. Like, I don't know what to expect. Like, I know she's gonna be excited to see me, just hearing the stories that my brother tell of her, like always talking about me and wishing that she knew where I was, and that telling him, one day we'll find her. But this is such a huge thing for me. Like, I kind of still wish, like, I know I'm older now, I'm 25 with my own kid, but I still kind of wish I had my mom next to me, holding my hand and telling me everything is going to be okay. So I get to New York, and I'm staying at the same building where I grew up, the last building where I was at before I came here. And why she stayed 4 minutes down the street? She just moved there 2 years ago, but I'm like, oh my God, like, what a coincidence. Like, had I not knew, right? Because I said I was already making a trip. Had I not knew about her and stuff, I would have just been down the street from her, and she wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known. So I get to New York, and I'm all settled in, and I let my brother know that I'm here, and he's so excited. Like, he wants to see me ASAP. So I tell him where I am, and he comes to me. So we finally see each other again, and we're so happy. Like, I really can't believe that this is happening, and it feels like a dream. And I can really see the little boy in him so happy, like jumping up and down. So now we're talking about how we're gonna surprise my biological mom. And he mentions that on Memorial Day, which is the next day, they having a barbecue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to leave y'all hanging like that. But listen, first I'm gonna clear up a few things, because I don't want nobody lost, and I don't want nobody thinking nothing crazy. So I'm making it clear that my mother had me since birth, okay? I was adopted by her. Yeah, she took us on visits to visit my biological family, but I always lived with her, okay? My father passed away, and I remember us moving from New York to North Carolina, and then they just lost contact, okay? I was not kidnapped. Okay, I was not kidnapped, and I was not purposely kept away from my biological family. It's literally just, we moved. It was never mentioned again. And yes, I'm saying, like, my biological family was looking for me, but of course it wasn't like no full-on missing person report. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they did not have a lot of information on me, My older brother, he just remembered me, and always wanted to make contact and to know where I was, for real. And I can say, like, the reason my mom probably didn't bring it back up to me is just because, like, she didn't want to confuse me. And another reason I can say, like, my mom, the reason why she did not tell me is probably because, right, I've always known her to be my mom. I've always known this to be my family. So she probably did not want my love for her to be curbed in a way, everybody's different. Like, I could have took it then the wrong way and been, oh, you're not my mom, type stuff. But I could never, like, I literally could never. She is the most important part of my life. She is the key, okay? She's the GOAT. Like, I can't just wake up one day and all of a sudden lose feelings for her in my family. Like, a body does not work like that.
And even now, knowing what I know, like, I love her even more now because, you know, she, like I said, she saved me. She saved my life. Okay, she gave me everything that I asked for. I never wanted for nothing. Okay, if it was a car that I wanted, I got it. If it was a pair of shoes that I wanted, I got it. And mind you, it's not all about that, but my mother was there every step of the way. Okay, she's the only person that I could count on. Anything I wanted to do in life, she was there and she supported me. I remember, like, at first I wanted to be a tennis player and she bought me all the tennis stuff, and then I wanted to be a photographer and then she bought me the camera, and then I wanted to be a basketball player, so put me in basketball and school and stuff, and then I wanted to be in the band. Like, it really does not end with me. Like, I wanted to do everything and she was like, okay, like, let's do it, like, you know. She was there. She was my mom. Okay, so this is not my video of bashing her. I'm not bashing my biological mom. I'm just telling my story. I'm not determining who's the bad person in the story. There's no bad person. So like I said, I'm not mad at anyone. Like, I believe that everything happened for a reason, and it just wasn't time for me to know then, you know? And I'm not even mad at my biological mom. Like, I can't be mad at her. I didn't even feel the void. I didn't even know anything. And, you know, she apologized and said she's sorry. And she was young and naive. And I tell her, like, I forgive you. I forgive you. I did have a good life. Like, everything I succeeded in life, it was because of my mom. Like, I don't even know where I would be without her. So I tell my biological mom, I say, forgive yourself, because she's working on being a better person. Like, she's not where she want to be, but she's not where she used to be, you know?
So this is a good ending because she is telling the truth. A lot of people would resent the person that gave them up, or resent the person that raised them because they didn't tell them. A lot of times, often, it's because now they feel a void, like they wasn't taken care of. And not only that, sometimes they do be taken care of really good, just like she had the luxury of having a good adopted mother. Some people have that luxury too, but still feel a void when they realize their adopted mother never told them the truth, never told them that they adopted them. Or like now hating the biological mother for giving them up, and have questions, or like, why you give me up and you have other children? Like, it can go so many different ways. So let's talk about this particular way. She was raised right by her adopted mother, and of course she probably didn't remember growing up going to see her biological mother, because of course she was young. You know, and when you young, certain events stick in your head. So of course she wouldn't remember going to see her biological family, which that happens a lot. But at least she did create memories. At least her adopted mother allowed her to still continue to see the mother. Now, of course, a dramatic situation happened where the adopted father passed away and the mother just moved, you know, to another state or whatever. But at least now she knows the truth, even though, like, she was afraid to ask her adopted mother, which I believe wholeheartedly that her adopted mother would have finally told her the truth if she would have been asked, right? So I don't think that the biological mama did anything wrong here, because she felt like she couldn't give her the best life. So her best bet was to give her to someone that she think would better take care of her daughter. And of course, I'm so happy that both women was able to meet each other, learn who each other was, and then go from there. Now, also, it was so touching that her biological older brother was excited to see her. They planned for her to see the biological mother, all of that. The only thing is, she kind of got lost defending her adopted mother, you know, just saying, like, she's not a bad person. She raised me right. Anything I needed, she was there. I never felt the void because of the comment section. So she kind of drove off from how they surprised the biological mother, which I wanted to hear. So I'm very sure that that was like a whole emotional thing. Like everybody was excited, happy, and got what they really wanted, right? So this story is a lot of people's story, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't have this type of good experience, in the end when they find out that they are adopted, especially if that adopted parent has now passed on, and not one adopted parent, but both passed on. So she couldn't get the answer she wanted. She went searching for it, right? In ancestry and stuff that the at the websites and stuff that she mentioned does work, you guys. So if you are like her or something, your situation almost the same, ancestry DNA kit definitely will help you. And searching the adopted records and so on. So you guys drop down in the comment section, what do you think about her story? Don't forget to like, comment, and definitely subscribe to this channel. Join the family. What you waiting for? Join the family. Over here we do reactions and talk crime. But lately I've been on reaction videos. But also I have like true crime videos. So go check them out, you guys. I hope you have a blessed day. Peace.